Okay. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to some more Dominion 6. Last time we did Ea Tahuya, a very interesting little nation based on like Native American centaurs and also centaurs mixed with minotaurs. It was fun. It was fun stuff. We are going to do the process that we used last time again, where I have a list that I put together of every vanilla nation and about 122 or 120 modded nations, for a total of 222 nations. We're going to roll a random number and play what we get, unless I have already played it. So let's do it. Yeah, no need for preamble. I only have about an hour for this video, so we'll get things started. Get into the meat of it next time. Where is my dice roller? We need 222 sides, please. 120. That is a modded nation, I'm pretty sure. It is Aria, Age of Revolution. Okay, I believe that is that's a standalone one, and I think that's now do we want the live updates or the sure, we'll take the live I'm sure it's very live. I'm sure it's constantly being updated. When was this mod actually last updated? Okay, a couple weeks ago. Sure. So I think there's a late age one. I don't want to do Dawn of Dominions every friggin' time. So we'll just go with a vanilla map, I suppose. Or a random map. I always do completely random. We could do, let's do fucking Circle World. I never do it. We're gonna do it. And we'll set it to large. Mangg's LPs 31. Yes, the numbers keep picking up. And we're gonna play with 8 because I think that's a good number. Yep. And Aria, Age of Revolution. Okay. Lore, blah, 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 lore. Okay. Race of aggressive Grunwalders and Ecclesians. Our military consists of disciplined pike and shot infantry, powerful cavalry armed with gunpowder weaponry. Oh boy, it's about time we get some gunpowder up in here. Our magic is earth with very little fire and air. Our priests are average. And civil war. While our chosen god is dormant, our lands will be under constant attack from rebels. Upon awakening, Aria then can become an offense-focused empire or economy-focused kingdom with their own unique units, heroes, and mechanics. Well, that's a lot to take in. We have a productivity limit of +1. Thank God for that. And a drain limit of +2. What I'm getting is this is kind of an Ulm-esque empire. We get a lot of earth magic. We're big on drain. We have a little bit of fire and high productivity for all our armor and stuff. So this feels like a bit of an offshoot from Ulm. We start with a Grand Citadel, and architects can build better forts. Okay. So we have an officer. Wow, that's our cheapest guy. 125 leadership with 1 gold star. Amazing. Border patrol leader, this is our scout. Blah, blah, blah. Staff officer, 175 leadership. For 100 gold. And 2 recruitment points. That is amazing. Staff officer, is basically... Oh, it's mounted staff officer instead. For a bit extra money, you get 27 map move instead of 14. The general, though... Oh, God. Also 2 recruitment points. I think we're getting a little OP here. 29 map move. Inspirational +1. 235 leadership. Ridiculous. Architect. Obviously has Mason, so that's good. Sister. Level 1 priest. Red Mage Remnant. 2 fire. 50% for another fire or level 1 air. Which is always pretty nice for like Sulfur Haze or something. Then we have Industrial Arcanist. So 2 earth and then 50% for fire or earth. So we could have some 3 earths. They're also Unhindered Researcher and a forge bonus. Again, very Ulm here. Very Ulm. Palatine Bailiff. Level 1 Earth, level 2 Holy, 50% for fire or air. They're Sacreds, Halt Heretic, Defense Organizers, Reduce Unrest, and Combat Casters with Silver Rapiers that are Magic, 19 Pierce, Armor Piercing, double versus Undead and Demons, and a Musket, Range 20, Armor Piercing, 1 shot every 3 rounds, -2 precision, 8 shots. Yeesh. And lastly, the Palatine Lord Captain. Oddly, only 50 leadership with 1 silver star. But it's a level 2 priest. Can have fire, air, or earth at 1. Sacreds with Halt Heretic. Anointed Lance and a silver longsword. Interesting. 21 protection, though. 20 hit points, 15 defense, 20 protection on the horse. Yeah, basically fills a similar role to the Black Lords from Ulm. But these guys are sacred and priests and can buff themselves. So I assume we're going to get a Sacred Cavalry, the Palatine Knight. So much like the Black Lords, you know... Very easy early on to just have, like, packs of these roaming around and grabbing up territories. And these guys are going to be probably even better. Our units. We got the Aryan Pikemen. 18 protection on our basic unit. 6 defense, though. But they have a length 5 pike, 17 pierce, and formation fighter, so 4 to a square. That is a painful square, for sure. Not bad at all. Aryan Gunner. Formation fighter as well. So 4 to a square. They get muskets. Yeah, range 20, 8 attack, 20 piercing every 3 rounds. Boy. We get some air magic. Like, very little air magic. The Red Mage Remnant will have... Half of them will have 1 air. Half of those guys will have 1 air. We're very low on magic. So we want to... Trying to think. Like, True Shot, right? It's just not viable. You need True Shot Warriors, which is Air 2. So we'd have to empower some guys... in air. Or you could give everybody 2 air gems. And then they could cast True Shot Warriors. So if we had a temp gem generator that gave 2 air gems, I think they could just cast True Shot Warriors as long as they had 1 air. I think, but... Okay, Storm in a Bottle. Gives 2 temp air gems, costs 15 air. So maybe that's viable. It's tricky. It doesn't shoot very often, so really you just want a stupid number of these things. But that is not very much range, and that is not very much accuracy, and they're not very good once they're in melee at all. So, it's hard to say. It's also going to utterly destroy, like, our infantry and stuff, because they only have 18 protection. This is 20 piercing. So, I'm not sure. I obviously love the idea of a fucking line of muskets. Old school style, but that's going to be tricky. And how many shots do they get? They get 8 shots. There's not really a way to... Yeah. Alright, we get Grunwald Jaegers, the more traditional style here, with range 45 longbows, 14 pierce, 11 attack, and they're pretty dirt cheap. So, not nearly as cool, because we've had a billion of these type of units, but they also get 18 slashing damage axes. But they are very, very vulnerable. Very, very, very vulnerable to enemy archery fire. No shields, 4 protection, 12 hit points. Basically getting one shot by almost anything. So that's iffy. Flag bearers basically just give you the standard for +1 morale, so they're always nice to throw in a squad. Grunwald Jaegers with muskets. Okay. This is a bit better. Range 30, 11 attack, 22 piercing damage, and then 18 slashing damage axes in melee. But they still have 4 protection, no shields, 12 hit points. Still difficult to keep them alive from enemy airfire, or enemy ranged. Dragoons. So they dismount at the start of combat to fight amongst the infantry. Being mounted affords them increased strategic mobility while being able to use their larger and more powerful infantry guns on foot. Very interesting unit. So they have 24 map move, but in combat they're always on foot next to their horse. So these guys have the range 20 muskets, 20 piercing, 10 attack, which is kind of better. Not bad. And then the 18 slashing damage sabers. They do have a bit more protection. And the big map moves. So you could combine these with like the mounted staff officer to have 24 map move. And he could have 175 of these fuckers, which is a lot of muskets and sabers. I don't know how you're ever going to solve the problem of them getting just decimated by enemy archers, but you know. Border Patrol. They get carbines. It's still 1 every 3. It's range 15. They get 12 shots. 17 pierce. They're armed with a cut-down musket. There's no less a pain to reload. Why do they have it? So it's just a downgrade in every way. Okay, I got excited for a moment, but it's a downgrade in every way. They are mobile archers, though, on mounts, which does hurt them and help them. They can fire and keep distance, I guess, but now they're a larger size, which makes them even more likely to get hit by arrows. Hussars. So this is your normal cavalry, light cavalry. They got sabers, no lances, 19 slashing damage. I mean, it's nice, I guess, but length 1 always sucks. 8 protection, 14 defense. You're gonna lose them. I mean, they can charge right to the rear, and maybe they'll do well and get lucky and just slaughter the commander and cut his head off. But more likely they get caught in the weeds and there's guards and shit, and they'll just die. Lipizaner. So these guys get lances, pipette lances, 17 pierce, charge bonus, and it explodes. 20 armor piercing fire damage, area effect 1. That is fun. And then they switch to their 19 slashing damage sabers. But again, they only have 8 protection, 15 defense, 11 hit points. The horses have no armor whatsoever. This does make them much more likely to be successful on a charge to the rear. Because enemy guards that are there, they'll just fucking decimate with this lance. And then they can just take sabers to the commanders. So, yeah, this is what I would go with if you want to do a rear cavalry charge. Here we go. Ribaldaquin. 70 gold, 101 resources. Terrible stats, but you get the Ribaldaquin gun. It's a platform with 7 musket barrels stacked in 2 levels. Combat speed of 2. So very, very slow. But yeah, it shoots 7 shots. Range 20, 6 attack, 20 piercing each at -2 precision. Yeah. At once every 3 rounds. It's hilarious, but I don't know how you keep these things alive. I really don't know. They also come with an extra gunner who's going to shoot another shot for you. The actual cannon itself has 30 hit points and 18 protection with slash and pierce resistant. So it's technically like a mounted unit, which means that this thing is going to take like half the shots or something, and that'll mostly just kind of bounce off of it. But I still, and you're not going to have, you can't field an army of these. That's an insane amount of resources. So it's just going to be like, you're going to have one at short range that just kind of blasts, and you hope it doesn't hit your own guys. We also have cannons. So this shoots smoothbore cannon, range 50, 18 attack, incredibly accurate. 50 piercing magic damage every 3 rounds, and does an AoE 6 armor piercing fire damage, 14 of it. Phenomenal. It's also lower resource cost. And has a siege bonus of 15, of course. Yes, this is what I would build. That I have a use for. Still probably going to get a lot of friendly fire, of course. I mean, how could it not? But that might be more worth it, and it's very accurate. Then we have Contract Schwarz Reiter Company. The Black Riders. Schwarzreiter. Known for their signature black plate armor, blah, blah, blah. Each is equipped with a sword and 3 pistols. Switching pistols after every shot. The reloading of all 3 can then be done after battle. Okay, I don't know how many you get, but it costs 600 gold. And you can do it once per turn. Interesting that that's... But yeah, I guess that's the way to do it if you want to spend gold. Like, have a summon that costs gold instead of gems. That's how you do it. You just throw it in, like, the unit section or the commander section. Palatine Guards, so these are sacred. They got silver rapiers, 17 piercing magic damage, armor piercing. That's very, very strong melee weapon. And the muskets. But the stats, I mean, you're going to need a hell of a good bless to keep these guys alive. 8 protection, 12 hit points, 12 defense. Yeesh. They do technically have awe against other sacreds, but, you know, a lot of stuff you're going to fight is not sacred, so... And then the Palatine Knight, which we already went over, which could be a thug group. Alright, so we get an extra thing on our capital that produces 200 resources. Oh, and then we get the Imperial Guard, which is a whole other thing of... A fucking Imperial Howitzer? Oh my god, we're getting into 40k territory. Yeah, I know howitzers existed. So they got magic horse tattoos. which you can use a special spell to awaken this to give limited invulnerability and skilled rider. You have a 19 slashing magic damage saber. That's armor piercing, so that's awesome. And the howitzer itself, range 75, 22 attack, 75, 75 piercing magical damage. Anything this hits is fucking dead. And an area effect 10 armor piercing fire damage. It has 20 protection, 66 hit points, slash pierce resistant. Oh, this guy also has a needle gun. Range 15, attack 8, 20 pierce every 2 rounds. So it's basically just a slightly shorter range musket that shoots 33% faster. Oh my god, the Imperial Lancer. 38 damage piercing, armor piercing, charge bonus. This will kill anything. And then a 22 armor piercing, slashing saber. And they have magic horse tattoos. Expensive as fuck, but you know we're going max scales. You can just buy the guard troopers. They get the needle guns. And then they have the magic sabers, armor piercing, 10 protection, 10 defense, 11 hit points. But they have, for whatever reason, magic horse tattoos. So they get limited invulnerability. I don't know how that's exactly explained, but they have it. Also, stormtroopers. Oh, come on. Magic horse tattoo. Pretty average stats, but 15 defense. They do have shields. They have the 20 slashing, armor piercing, magic damage sabers. Counter shield. So their shields actually can be attack. 13 piercing. And then mustard gas grenade. Range 11, attack 6, cloud of poison. This is literally the only unit I need. That's it. Guard combat medic. There's a commander with nature 1 and 50% for water 1. Moss body. Half of these will moss body. Excellent. And the officer, earth 1, 50% for fire, air, or earth. Well, that's pretty interesting. Then we also have the Royal Guard. Oh my god, we get a lot of units. Urbanization project. Hospitals. Only one urbanization project may be active at the same time. Hospitals can be built in province that reaches at least 10,000 population. Activates various bonuses depending on the present terrain. May lead to overpopulation causing death and disease instead. Present terrain features also impact the maximum population before overpopulation happens. What the hell? And then, yeah, you just get, like, level 3 priests. You get elite red mages. Invulnerable 20. Philosopher +1. Yeah, okay. Fire 2, and then +2 to fire, air, water, or earth. So you can have a 4 fire, or 2 fire, 2 earth, and then 50% for another fire or air. Oh my god. Obscene. The Royal Guard, invulnerable 20. Formation fighter. Long spears, length 4. Oh my god. Can't get over this. Royal Dragoon, they ride wyverns. Invulnerable 20. Flying. What the fuck? Is this the most OP nation yet? Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So we get to pick the offense-focused empire or the economy-focused kingdom. Okay, yeah, okay. So the Royal Guard is the kingdom, and the Imperial Guard would be the offense. So this is actually the economy focus with the urbanization project. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this all seems very strong. And I do want to do the urbanization project, but I cannot pass up the fucking stormtroopers with mustard gas. That has to happen. Prototype rocket artillery. High explosive rockets. We've been here before, haven't we? With fucking Grand Cathay. But range 80 is just blisteringly long. That's just start a battle, just destroy them. They only get 6 shots, but it's once every 3 rounds. You're still going to get friendly fire. And man, is it some friendly fire. But yes, we'd have to make some. The Schwarzreiter. With the pistols, range 7, 13 pierce. You get 3 shots with those, and then broadswords. Alright, yeah, they're not amazing or anything. But they do have 20 protection, 11 defense. The Volksturm Stormtrooper. Girls conscripted directly from the citizenry. Given a close combat gear, sword and shield plus a grenade. Fucking grenades. Just straight up grenades and short swords. I love it. I want to play in like an RPG setting that just has this as the nation. And then the troopers with needle guns and bayonets. And the war wagon, of course, with small caliber cannon, range 50. The fucking Volksturm. Okay, I mean, my God, there's a lot to take in there. All right, whoa, we only get 2 choices. We get the Slash Princess or the Puppet Queen. What the hell? Distant relative of the murdered Imperial family. She's thrust at the center of the stage to restore Imperial power with the heavy backing of Grunwald. During the Civil War, where she would receive her gruesome moniker, as she, due to her upbringing, insisted on joining the troops in the front and ended up covered in blood after every battle. She casts Time Stop at the start of every battle. And this is the Imperial path. So you get a free General of the Artillery. Imperial Guard headquarters is built in your capital, branches and other forts. Volksturm units are trained every turn in all forted provinces. Larger populations in Dominion will train more each turn. So we get the Volksturm, we get the Stormtroopers, we get the grenades, the howitzers. Productivity scale limit +2. Yes, I mean, of course. She gets quickness and quicken self to start a battle. And she time stops. Well, and she gets fire, air, and earth. Yeesh. Then there's the Puppet Queen, a young lady distantly related to the Imperial bloodline, installed into the throne by powerful backers in the nobility. She gets the Grand Marshal of the Royal Guard and the Royal Guard headquarters built in the capital. Useless kick. Just found some teenage girl. Threw her in there. Order up limit. Yeah, sloth though. Air, water, astral, nature, blood. Priest level 3. You rarely see a pretender that has priest level 3. But it's almost like not a pretender. This is almost just like a commander you'd have, really. Well, obviously, yeah, we're taking the Slash Princess. You have to pick Dormant or Imprisoned. You can't go Awake. We can only go Order 1, and we will, I suppose. But we can go 4 fucking Productivity. Good God, but I think we might have to. Remember, we want these, which are 28 resources, which isn't obscene, but it's pretty high. And then we also want the howitzers, 139. Money's obviously going to be a big problem. Recruitment points are going to be the biggest problem, though, with only 1 order. So I almost don't know if 3 is necessary, because it's going to increase unrest every month. So we'll just go 3. I guess we go heat 1. We want growth 2 for as much money as possible. We can take more drain if we want, because the industrial arcanist is not hindered in any way. And we do have drain limit +2. You know, we could make the red mage remnant instead. They cost essentially the same, but why not just go back strain for more points and build mostly industrial arcanist, because that's earth mages anyways. And we like earth more than fire. And then later on, once research is more and more finished, we can start building fire mages and stuff to rain down fire, because we'll have plenty of earth mages at that point. Yeah, we can also get these guys later on. The nature and water, but we're not going to be building them for research anyways. So yes, I think max drain, unless it has, it does have some other effect, I believe. Yeah, casting magic and researching spells are more difficult while magic resistance is increased. So, ooh, yeah, that would be, I think it actually increases like the fatigue. Let me check real quick. So, every point of drain yeah, every point of drain adds 10% to the fatigue cost of spells. Every point of magic deducts 10%. And then every point of magic takes off half a point of magic resistance. So every point of drain adds a half a point of magic resistance. But this means that we will have a 40% higher fatigue cost on all our spells, which is probably a bit too high. We're not going to be employing much magic, and that's kind of the idea. But let's see what we get up to for our pretender here. So what are we thinking about sacreds? We have the Palatine Guard and the Palatine Knights. I think the Palatine Knights is mostly what I'll be building. They're obviously far more expensive, but them with the Palatine Lord Captain is basically all the thug power I would need. They already have Halt Heretic, but I think what they need more of is not so much survivability, although they do benefit from that, but probably more just like, well, I mean, we're not taking any more magic paths, so let's just look at our options here. Charged bodies, maybe. That's not the worst possible option. Or fire shield. Or heat aura. Heat aura, maybe. Let me just look, because I think MA Man has sacred. Let me just find out. Yeah, there's a lot. There's actually a bunch of nations that have sacred cow. I'm just trying to look for a general. Like, I think maybe EA Ermor has sacred calf. Maybe MA Marignon, I think, has sacred calf. EA Ermor. Yeah. EA Ermor has the equities of the Sacred Shroud. So he recommends here reinvigorate, not much. Magic resistance, withering weapons, recuperation. Okay. Who else did I say? MA Marignon? So for a major bless for that, he recommends attack skill, fire resistance, fate weaving, and blood surge. Well, we can get attack skill and fire resistance for sure. I think we can get fate. No, we can't get fate weaving. But yeah, he does recommend then. Basically, blood surge. Yeah, I wish we could get that. Okay. Okay, then I lean maybe towards fire shield, although heat aura gives 10 fire resistance, I think. So maybe that's an option for us. That combines fire resistance with, you know. Yeah, okay. I don't know if we're going to get more than that and still have Dominion. So it's not a super strong pretender at this rate. And not a super strong bless at this rate. We could take reinvigoration and attack skill, and it's a pretty weak bless. But I don't have that many sacreds, so it's kind of hard to say. Beyond this, we'd have to either take more drain or less productivity or misfortune. If we took misfortune, we could get... Ah, fuck, man. I'm not going below 4. It's too low. Fuck. Can't really work with much more than that unless we want to go imprisoned. But the longer we are away, you know, we're going to be under constant attack from rebels until our god comes out. So this would bump it from 1 year to 3 years. That's a long time. But if we went imprisoned, we could have an amazing bless and pretty high dominion. We would basically depend a lot more on our sacreds rather than getting to the stormtroopers. I think we kind of want to just get to the stormtroopers. We could drop down growth and take a misfortune. That would let us go to here and here. And then I could get... I don't know. Awareness would have been really nice. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're not going to go imprisoned, and so I think that's what we'll take. The misfortune's always unfortunate, but hard to say. I mean, I never know for sure if that's a strong bless or not. Like, is heat aura actually going to make a difference? How good is heat aura actually? I'd love to get blood surge, but there's just no way that's happening. Our new paths cost fucking 50. It's not happening. So we just don't have many options. We could instead maybe take Resilience of the Earth for just more resistances. Or I could have... I don't think I can get anything that high. We don't have many options. Maybe I could have taken Fire Shield. That would have been the other thing, which possibly is better. But the reason we took Heat Aura is it also gives fire resistance, which is kind of nice, because we have a lot of fire damage. Theoretically. From howitzers and shit. We can get Righteous Wrath, but I don't usually like the thought of our Sacreds ever dying. But, then again, if we went with Palatine Guards instead, they're much more likely to die, and then they'd get Righteous Wrath, which would be plus 3 attack, plus 3 strength, plus 6 morale. Bumping them up to 17 attack, 20 damage, and 21 morale. Which is strong. But these guys need a very much defensive buff, whereas these guys need a more offensive buff. For the most part. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. So I guess we'll go with this and just roll with it. Cecilia Achenbach. All praise Cecilia Achenbach. And we're going to go with 10 thrones again. We like this number now. Alright. There's a lot to take in with this one, man. Holy shit. We'll see how it goes. This might be a disaster. But it's always kind of more interesting compared to like some of these mod packs that are like, here's 24 nations that I whipped up. You know, and it's all just like slight twists on units we've already seen before and blah, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot more interesting when you have, this is my nation that I've worked on for a year straight and customized like 100 units. Like, you need to really see some unique stuff, but it can be overwhelming. Alright. Aria's custom cataclysm is disabled. If you wish to enable this custom cataclysm, please go to your mods folder. Okay. Custom cataclysm will only work if Aria is controlled by an AI opponent. Great. Aria is in chaos. The Imperial family was massacred. Tensions rise as ambitious nobles raise their banner not for the country but for themselves, thus threatening the sundering of the once glorious empire. You have chosen to back Cecilia Achenbach, mistress of the winds, the rock, feeder on impurity for the throne of Aria. But as things are, many see you nothing more than just another one of these numerous pretenders. Until you claim the crown, blah, 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 you will be beset from within by disloyal officers. Make sure to guard each province well and keep a distrustful eye on events that unfold there. Should you prevail, the strength and vast riches of a united Aria will be at your disposal. Great. So we get no starting research, obviously. We start with the White Gold Palace, so we can get our Palatine Guards and Knights and Lord Captains. Decreases unrest by 10, good. And we get the Sarkirchen Industrial Center. Gives us an extra 200 resources and 4 Earth Gems per turn, allowing us also to recruit Ribaldequins and Cannons. Yes, please. We've got a Scout who is immediately going to scout westward. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of money, because it sounds like we need a lot of PD. So getting this stuff quickly would be good. We also have Azura, our officer. I don't mind you being a prophet, even though I think we do have level 3s somewhere in the laundry list of units we might get someday. Units. Yes. So as I said, I think, especially because we have no incarnate. Oh, no, we do. The heat aura is incarnate, but it's not that big of a deal. These units are still very strong, and I think, much like Black Lords, just like a small pack of these could probably win encounters. So that's a tempting option, because we can build 5 of these per turn. So it wouldn't even have to be that small of a pack. Okay, I guess with Captain, we can get 4. So that's an option. But if we want to get cannons online immediately, which, yeah, I kind of do, we can get a couple cannons every round, and we could get a line of like musketeer gunners to just slaughter anything that survives the cannon fire. If we wanted a more well, there's also the Ribaldiquins, because we could get some of those too, but that's even more dangerous. If we wanted a more conventional approach, there is the pikemen, which are pretty strong. 18 protection, 4 to a square with length 5 pikes, dealing 17 damage. This is not bad. So you could get just a shit ton of these. Not a shit ton, but quite a few. And you could pair those with, say, the Jaegers with their longbows. That would be a very traditional approach that we could take. Because we could get... yeah, we could get that every round. For not that much money. I mean, quite a bit of money, but not that much money. I have more confidence in the grand scheme of things in this. This is something I kind of know and trust. Strong frontline infantry with the archers behind them that can't hurt them, really. Although they don't have shields, but still, 18 protection is very nice on a unit this cheap. Otherwise, the... yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. That's probably where I would lean towards. The Palatine Knight strategy, our Sacreds, could be very strong. I recently played an Ulm game, and that was kind of what I did. I had a guy that was just a Lord, Black Lord. He had 5 Black Knights on Guard Commander, and he was clearing shit left and right, you know, of indies. He really almost didn't have any problems. It's just kind of hard to gauge of like how powerful it can be. I think anything that has like 20 to 30 units, yes. And it's an easy sweep, no problem. But they can't clear like 120 units without getting swamped. It just doesn't work. So for that, I want more troops. And the musketeers, the gunners, I don't trust them in melee. I don't trust them to kill any infantry I have. Or not to kill any infantry I have. And so I don't know what to do with them. I really would love to have them, but I don't know what to do with them. And then the cannons is sort of a similar thing. Like, they're just going to obliterate me. So for right now, we're just going to go with this. And then for mages, we need the Arcanus, because they are not hindered by Drain. So that's what we're doing. We have no research, so it doesn't really matter. But we would want to probably get construction. Oh my god, I didn't even look at all our national spells. Holy shit. We can just construct cannons, construct Goliaths, a single suicide automaton. We get fucking suicide bomber robots. Industrialization, thermal power. What the hell? We can also just construct, yeah, cannons and Ribaldiquins out of gems. Wind power. Manufacture cannons. You get 5+ of them. Oh my god. Okay. Can only be cast in an industrial zone. What the heck? Exoskeletons? What the fuck? Okay, now I with this, I feel like we need to see a 40k mod. All right, yeah, we're meant to go construction. Conjuration does get you armored pioneers with flamethrowers. Create a bunch of slime warriors. Luca consumes all the magic power in her favorite flavor of magic stone. What the hell? Is this like from a different nation? Slime Witch. That's that other heathen. What's that other heathen faction? We're about construction here. Durite Shrapnel. Extremely sharp and absorb magic like a sponge. So, range 40, 5 plus effects. Precision 5. That's awesome. 10 fatigue cost. 13 piercing magic, armor piercing. Double versus magic beans. And it's an iron attack for anything that's vulnerable to iron. That is an amazing spell for all our earth mages. Durite darts. 2 effects. So this is level 1 earth can cast this, but it doesn't scale like at all. And mustard gas. Fucking mustard gas. Durite mortars. Yes. Okay. Sarin gas. Okay. Enchantment, you get first aid. Heal a small group of nearby soldiers. Combat triage, heal a few soldiers nearby. But it, you know, it can affect enemies? I'm never sure about that. Doping serum. Attack skill +4, combat speed +4. Can sometimes lead to internal injuries. So you have to make an MR negates easily check or get a chest wound. Entrap Shadow Eater. Create Shadow Spawn. Field Surgery. Okay. That was... Okay. Nothing in Thaumaturgy. And nothing in Blood. Okay. Alright, yeah. So Construction 4, and then Evocation. Probably to get at least Durite Shrapnel at 3. And then probably Conjuration to get Earth Power. Holy shit, man. There's a lot going on. We're playing with Lemuria. That blows. They're like M.A. Ermor. They're a pop kill nation. It's going to kill everything nearby and turn it undead. Man, Patala, and us. We're also playing with Pythium, Abyssia, Zabalba, and Utgard. I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm really not familiar with much in LA, so it's hard to say. I just know that Lemuria is shit. I guess I could have looked. So Pythium has the snakes, nature mages, the sort of Roman soldiers and stuff. Man has, yeah, very strong infantry with longbows and tower knights and stuff. Abyssia, of course. Fire and Blood, heavy infantry. Patala, the monkeys, a lot of ranged weapons, and elephants with sacred nagas. Great. Zabalba has the Zots flyers and the Sakmuches, Womuches, water magic, death magic, blood sacrifice. Utgard has the giants, the Jotun. So a lot of very heavy infantry. We'll see how they feel about my fucking cannons. Alright. Well, we did get... I guess just fire. Yeah. Combat speed at 8 is fairly slow, and these guys are going to be moving up to shoot. Probably don't want them that far behind. Okay. So what can we take? Dark Vines is pretty dangerous. We want to avoid that. It's all militia, archer, heavy infantry, or wolf tribe. Alright, probably the wolf tribe is our best bet, even though I don't really need the resources from here. Okay, yeah. I do want to get our sacreds going. And I want to get some sacreds in this military. But we just need numbers for the moment. Let's watch our first battle. We get to see some of the muskets go, I think. Oh my god. Alright, I kind of want to rethink my decision here. Until they kill all my troops, and then I'm not going to be so happy. I already routed them. Look at how slow they are to reload, though. Holy shit. What the fuck? You gave this guy a limp. Oh my god. Did you hit anything? I feel like none of you hit anything. Okay, you hit for 18 points of damage. Ow. You hit one for 5 and hit one for 18. You hit one for 5. Okay. You hit one for 5. Alright. Some 18s, some 5s in there. Interesting. Okay. Whereas the Jaegers, look at that, 16, 5, 3, 22, 7. I mean, they're unarmored, and there's more of these. But this is like, okay, we've done this 100 times now. The muskets is like, holy shit. We got to get one of those Rebaldequins. We lost 1 gunner, 2 pikemen. Overall, pretty successful. Alright, can I just make this? Yes. We have to see it, right? How can we not? I can just have like one of these mages construct it out of 2 earth gems, but I want to get the research going pretty quick. Alright, that was pretty strong, but now we're going to go up against some armor and see how we do with that. Alright, well, we win. That's good. Oh, that's right, I gotta set up PD. Oh, man. Just hearing that and just seeing units get deleted feels very good. Boom, boom. Losing archers for the return fire. I told you that was going to be their weak spot. Just no protection, no shields, nothing. So they really should be targeting archers. Six pikemen died. Well, only 1 Jaeger died, but I imagine they took a lot of injuries. Yeah, we gotta get PD going as well. No, I don't know. They were just screaming out, but no, they're fine. Right, PD. Let's get it to at least 11 in every spot. I don't know if that'll cut it, but that's what we're doing. We got 50 more units. We're gonna need them for this and this. But now we've got Rebaldequins. Hot damn, it's gonna be sexy. Two gunners and a pikeman. Yeah, okay. Damn, unrest plus 10. That was where? Great Woods? What do you want from me? What do you even want from me? That's a lot of BD, man. I don't have any money. I suppose. They don't care that you own money. They just feel unsafe. There's a lot of money. It's not good. Also, I forgot to do this. All right. We got plenty of pikemen. We got plenty of you. And now we have you. So range 20. They really have to be like up front and center. So just fire closest. You're going to fire archers. Put the gunners with you now. And you got to be like here. Let's see how it goes. Well, we won. See that. People are already feeling uneasy. Oh, they're so slow, man. Come on, baby. Fire. Oh! Unfortunately, they have shields. And so now the real pain's going to begin once he shoots again. Oh, God, I'm nervous. So nervous. Oh, Jesus. Don't fire again, please. All right, so we lost 10 pikemen. They got 5 kills. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was definitely friendly fire. Jaeger's got 19 kills. The pikemen got 24, which is already 43. They lost 47 total. So somebody's doing friendly fire here on our poor pikemen. Noble family in Shade Forest has pledged their support for you in the Civil War. They've provided a small contingent of soldiers in good faith and are preparing the province's defenses in your name. We got an officer, 7 pikemen, and 4 gunners. 10 defense. Great. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's move them back and move them forward. And then we'll go take on the Dark Vines and see how it goes. So we got another officer. Guess that's good. Guess that's good. Yeah, we'll stick with what we got. It's not broken. Really, it's somewhat broken. Crippled unit died on the way, but that's war, baby. Already routed some. The musket fire. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, they just fired something. We lost all our gunners. Yeah, this is always a very nasty indie. And that's before we even get to the Dark Vines. It's the non-stop imp summoning. But the arrow barrage is doing some numbers. Oh, routed, but the Jaegers have it. Ouch. We lost 4 gunners, 27 pikemen, 2 Jaegers. It was a lot of imps. I tried. Yeah, Cav charge really helps on that one. Cap circle completed. We gotta get the unrest up here, but now we can get even more soldiers. Probably more pikemen. Some more Jaeger. Seems like that unrest is dying down a bit. We're also on turn 8, so we're not far off from our deity. Honestly, if you could just go to Mark and just patrol there for a bit, we'd all feel a lot better. Doing good on our mages and on our research. Got a lot of Earth level 3 guys already. And we're next to fucking Lemuria. If I don't wipe him out as fast as I can, we lose the game, basically. All of this will be dead, and I'll be dead. This is not great. That is the last thing I wanted to see. You know, it's a donut, right? So it's a big circle. We had to have him as our neighbor. All right. Yeah. We want more pikemen than that. Yeah. Okay. And we have construction 3, so I do have temper armor. But I don't know if it's worth pulling off research just for that, but it's kind of nice. It's area effect 5 plus. So 6 if I bring along a level 3 Earth. It's not bad. They are bunched up. They are bunched up. Alright. Yeah, we need all the help we can get. Fucking Lemuria. He will spread like a plague. Right now he's low on the totem poles. It will expand. Okay. Scattered Vigilante Corps. I'm killing brigands. I'm doing it. Doing it. I mean, I could have given him more soldiers. We probably should make another officer pretty soon. All right, let's march in here. I want to march on Lemuria. I also kind of have to end the video. But let's see here. Cast, temper armor, temper armor, temper armor, flying shards. And you're gonna get... Yeah, we're not holding at the moment, so just do what you can. I hope she casts it on the pikemen and not the Jaegers, who benefit very little from it. But we'll see what happens. Alright, yeah, get me another, give me a staff officer in there. There's a lot of heavy cav. And my guns are not gonna... Oh, whoa, whoa! Oh my god. Fucking did work. Okay, what was the damage there? 9 pikemen and a Ribaldequin, which I think exploded. Can't be certain of that, but it seemed like there was a fire effect when one died. Alright. Yeah, losing 9 pikemen is not great. Especially because they only got 4 kills. So again, our friendly fire is kind of off the chart. Could put more PD here just to help out a little bit. I wasn't watching the temper armor, if that helped a lot. Go. The only problem is I have very few priests, and I want to go to war with an undead empire. I have very, very weak priests. Level 1, level 2 if I build the bailiff. And I maybe should build the bailiff. Do it that way. Alright, Cecilia has arrived. We lost 7 more pikemen. Can't really handle this attrition. The Aryan Empire rises from the ashes. With the ascendance of Cecilia Achenbach, Mistress of the Winds, the Rock, feeder on impurity, to the throne of Aria, the Aryan Empire is born. Its people flock with a renewed vigor towards the frontiers, expanding the influence and reach of Her Majesty and take arms to protect their new holdings. Modern technologies are embraced, resulting in the mass adoption of gunpowder across the military. Meanwhile, in the imperial capital, a cadre of elite troops is formed with the aim of maintaining and enforcing the authority of the sovereign, the Imperial Guard. Assisting Her Imperial Highness in this endeavor and serving as her right hand is a young lady who has risen alongside her through the ranks of Aria's military, the General of the Artillery, Lillian Kirschner. Thus, the Ascension War begins in earnest. Lillian Strawberry Kirschner, the General... Okay, I don't know how much that would fly in today's U.S. military. You know. General George Strawberry Patton. False prophet in Zemicki. It's the least of my concerns. So we got Cecilia Achenbach, / princess, so she is capable, but she also has a 30 researchers, so that's pretty useful right now. And then we got Lillian Kirschner, who also has the quicken self on her at the start and time stop. Maybe she doesn't do the time stop. She's 2 fire, 2 air. She is perma-blessed. She's a Dominion spreader herself with a magic horse tattoo. And she comes with 3 prototype rocket artilleries. Well, that's pretty interesting. Very interesting, Lillian. Okay, I'm on board with that. Now we get Volksturm troopers. That's right, in all our forts for free. I think we now want to pivot our recruitments, because now we got better troops. So now we can make the howitzers, which, yeah, we need 1 howitzer at least. We have the Imperial Guard troopers with formation fighter, the horse tattoos, and the needle guns, which probably could just be our frontliners, but we want the stormtroopers with the mustard gas. That's basically it. That's basically what I want. But I mean, there's a lot of good options here. It's tough to shit on any of this, and stormtroopers are not super cheap. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't get many more Imperial Guards. Actually, we wouldn't get any more. But we just want to keep making bailiffs so we can get some priest banishment stuff against the undead. It's going to be pretty important. We're going to keep whittling down what we can on our march west. I really do have to end the video, so I don't know what I'm doing. It's so hard to fucking stop. This is a really damn cool faction, man. Holy shit. You two are just gonna head out. I probably should take a mage. Maybe 2 mages. Since Cecilia replaces, or adds a lot of research. We're about to get construction 4 this turn. Yeah, this is all good. Okay. Lost another pikeman, 2 Jaegers. Otherwise did pretty well. And there was pretty light amount of friendly fire there. The county of Baumkuchen aligns with your cause. After a long stance of neutrality in the ongoing civil war, the head of the knightly house of von Streisel has declared allegiance to your just cause. The Cavaliers of Baumkuchen are famed across the former empire, and they are home to the fearsome 5 Cavalry Division. This force now also stands at her side, headed by the family head herself, Marcha Ehrlich von Streisel. We got a fortification there, magic site. We got von Streisel, 39 Hussars, 33 Dragoons, 10 Baumkuchen Cuirassiers, and 23 Lipizaners. What the hell? Okay, we have also kind of shut down the rebels and stuff, so that's good. Marcha Ehrlich von Streisel. Air 2, Water 1, Earth 2, Sacred, with a carbine and pistols, 3 of them. And she enchants all animal mounts in this army at the start of battle with +2 defense, +2 morale, +2 magic resistance. Jesus. How balanced is this faction? Hussars with the sabers. Dragoons with the muskets. Baumkuchen Cuirassiers with pistols and sabers. And, of course, the Lipizaners with the exploding lances. Good lord. Lemuria doesn't stand a fucking chance, baby. Alright, I think I gotta end here, though. Very exciting. Yeah, I can't... I don't know. How do you balance all this? I really am not sure. I mean, nothing stands out to me as like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is all you ever need. It's like the fire giant thing we did, whatever, it was Knungaheim or whatever. That just looked ridiculous and OP just from a glance. This is more just like, there's so much going on, and a lot of this seems kind of good. But I don't know. I mean, obviously friendly fire is a concern for me and things like that. And I assume, like, I don't know. Our MR is not that bad for, like... these guys have 10, I suppose, and the stormtroopers are sitting on 13, but they're pretty weak. 10 protection, 12 hit points. It's more just like it's going to be just a rain of just death and fire that you have to withstand somehow. I don't know. It's pretty fucking awesome. This is one of the coolest nations I've looked at so far. Does give me a little worry about some Nazism here when we got German-speaking Empire, Imperial stuff, but you know, it's all good. My name is Mangg. Gaming Watching has been Dominion 6. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.